As it becomes a little more real, when it happens, that's when it's going to get real crazy.
Officials are also warning of the possibility of widespread power outages. 2 more Memphis police officers have been suspended and 3 EMTs fired after Tyree Nichols' brutal beating during a traffic stop. CBS's Jared Hill.
Memphis police warn there could be more personnel actions in the coming days, and the district attorney's office has said that their investigation is ongoing and there could be more charges in the future.
5 former officers are charged with murder. The Biden administration will send 4 representatives to Nichols' funeral tomorrow. Secretary of State Blinken's made a stop in the West Bank today. He met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas a day after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Blinken urged both sides to stop renewed violence. The Biden administration will declare an end to the nation's public COVID health emergency. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
We are living with the virus. It is time to drop the pandemic emergency and go back to an endemic status, which means the virus isn't gone, but we are living with the virus without it radically affecting our way of life.
The shift in COVID policy will end programs that provided free testing and treatments. We're learning more about the scope of bogus claims for COVID aid to small businesses. Here's CBS's Wendy Gillette.
More than $5 billion in federal emergency pandemic loans was doled out to applicants with potentially fraudulent Social Security numbers. That's the finding of a House committee monitoring government spending related to COVID. A committee report finds almost 70,000 loan receivers used Social Security numbers that couldn't be verified or were fake. Another 175,000 applications contained questionable information that led to denials.
Americans were making a little more at the end of last year, but raises were growing more gradually, along with benefits from October to December. That is slower than the 1.2% they increased in the previous quarter. Dow futures ahead 88. This is CBS News.
Spirit fans, Wednesday, February 1st, your Saginaw Spirit take on the Flint Firebirds at the Dow Event Center. Puck drops at 7:05. Join us for Leukemia and Lymphoma Night. You can get your tickets online at SaginawSpirit.com or go in person at the Saginaw Spirit office on State Street. Also, get tickets at the box office at the Dow Event Center.
You're right up front. They score! That's a start. Dean Loken.
Game on, Spirit fans.
Did you know you could be driving in a pile of cash right now? Bumper makes it easy to know what your car is worth. The used car market is hot right now. Bumper.com can be your opportunity to make some bank. Bumper.com lets you know what your car is worth based on your car's specific you're selling or just want to know. Bumper makes it easy. Know what your car is worth. Just go to Bumper.com.
For buying and beyond, Bumper.com.
Bumper reports are based upon data available. Bumper may not have the complete historical records of every vehicle.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Watching your hard-earned dollars fly out the window on healthcare costs is so frustrating. But here's some miss the December 7th deadline for open enrollment. It's not too late. Here's something that can really help. It's MediShare 65 Plus. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. People who encourage and pray for each other too. MediShare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B, and it fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. It's a great way to fight inflation too. You can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. Plus, it's easy. You can use any Medicare-approved doctor or get 24/7 telehealth access from the comfort of your home. So worth looking into. MediShare 65 Plus is open. And if you join right now, before January 31st, your second month will be free. So don't miss this chance. Call 844-SHARE-65. That's 844-SHARE-65. 844-SHARE-65.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 2 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kocha. Following the death of Police Chief and Township Director Craig Oaten, Carlton Township will ensure the community continues to run as smoothly as possible in his absence. Last night, the Board of Trustees appointed Office Manager Megan Weaver as interim Township Director and as Sergeant Chris Kellett as interim Police Chief. The board is also considering placing a memorial for Oden at the Iron Bell Trail head in the township Township offices will also be closed on Thursday, so staff may attend Odin's funeral. The owner of 2 condemned hotels in Midland was in court yesterday. The city of Midland condemned the Best Western and the Days Inn hotels on Bay City Road, owned by Bhavin Patel of Quality Incorporated. Last August, citing a long list of problems that needed to be resolved. He was arraigned and had a pretrial hearing on 126 charges related to numerous violations, according to the Midland Daily News. Patel's next court date is set for March, while the city considers the sale of the properties for development of senior living. Carmakers say their supply chain issues are getting better, but they're still facing occasional surprises. Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert has this.
No more making vehicles without certain features like heated seats and adding the chips later, says GMC brand chief Duncan Aldred. He says vehicles that were sold earlier without them. But even as things improve, there were bumps here and there.
You know, even in the last 2 weeks, there's been what we call decommits or last minute, like, we can't deliver what we thought we could deliver.
Still, Aldred says the supply chain problems they face today are much more manageable than what we've been seeing the past 2 years. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Snow problems are no problem when you have a hard-working Honda snowblower, powerful and highly maneuverable. Honda snowblowers help you clear sidewalks, paths, and driveways in less effort. Choose from more than a dozen models offering a variety of clearing widths, throwing distances, and high-capacity snow removal of up to 3,000 pounds per minute. Choose from electric start, wheel, or track drive, self-propelled hydrostatic transmission, and more. Remember, only Honda snowblowers are equipped with Honda engines. They're famous for easy startups, impressive fuel efficiency, and legendary Honda reliability. Hang up that old snow shovel and talk with Wolfiles Ace Hardware, your local Honda power equipment dealer, about a Honda snowblower that's right for you. Hard-working Honda snowblowers. Throw snow like a pro. See the complete line of Honda snowblowers on display today at Wolfiles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A Detroit area doctor has been sentenced to nearly 17 years in federal prison in order to pay $30 million. Frank Patino was keen to bill Medicare and private insurers for unnecessary injections and write prescriptions for millions of opioids. The government says the fraud was one of the most egregious healthcare cases in U.S. history. In court, Patino declared his innocence. His new attorney, Martin Crandall, is seeking a new trial, claiming Patino's trial lawyer botched his defense. Crandall said Patino has traveled the world to give medical care to the poor. The last time comet C2022 E3 was seen from Earth was during Neanderthal times and is making another visit this week. John French, editor of the Abrams Planetarium Sky Calendar for MSU, said it would be best to view at night if you know where to look.
The comet is passing between the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, and the end of the handle of the Little Dipper is the North Star or pole. To find those two stars, just kind of look in between there and scan around with a good pair of binoculars and see if you can see what looks like a faint, fuzzy little star.
French has offered a tip for those trying to capture a photo for social media. Point your camera in the general direction and take a longer time exposure image. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For early this morning, we'll see partly cloudy skies and a low of 1 below. Wind chills as low as 7 below. For the rest of the day, scattered snow showers starting in the afternoon, partly sunny and a high of 16. Wind chills as low as 11 below. Tonight, scattered snow showers continue with mostly cloudy skies and a low of 7 above. Wind chills as low as 5 below. Then into Wednesday, scattered snow showers in the morning, then partly sunny 6. Wind chills as low as 1 below. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 18. Thursday, partly sunny and a high of 31. I'm meteorologist Patrick McMillan with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 1 below.
Now, The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And indeed we are, brought to you by Westside Decorating Center. Mike and the gang at 5789 State Street. Their newly expanded showroom and home decorating products to fit all of your needs for your decorating and painting and wallpaper and flooring and window treatments. It's all there at Westside Decorating and lots more too. Good morning to you and welcome to the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning. Last day already in the month of January. It seems like we just celebrated New Year's. But the month is gone, and we move into February beginning tomorrow. And it looks like long range temperatures are going to moderate a little bit back into the 30s. But there is a day or two of very cold right now. As you heard, we're 1 below. And I think Friday, the high is predicted to be just above 10 degrees, maybe 11 degrees. But other than that, it looks like it's going to be not too bad for the next week or two. I'm sure Terry Henney will have more to say about that on the Farm Show later on today. We have open phones for you right through 11 o'clock this morning. So whatever you'd like to talk about, we'll be happy to chat with you. Tomorrow, by the way, during the 10 o'clock hour, I'm going to be joined by Chief Reggie Williams of the Buena Vista Police Department. We're going to talk about Memphis and talk about policing. That will be tomorrow, as I said, after the 10 o'clock news tomorrow. By the way, I don't want you to lose any sleep over this, but Alexa, hey, Alexa, do this, do that. Alexa is a form of artificial intelligence, and it has predicted the date World War III will start. And you better get your business in order because there's not much time, friends. What can I tell you? This was a video, a viral video. Somebody asked Alexa, when will World War III break out? And Alexa has predicted that World War III could break out. Are you ready? On November 23rd of this year at 6:05 p.m., Russia will launch an attack against Germany. That is how the device responded to the question, when will World War III break out? No one really knows if it will or if it ever will. But with Russia and the Ukraine battles and Russia making a lot of statements, this was on TikTok. Where would the world be without these things? TikTok, social media, I don't know. But it says that World War III starts November 23rd, 2023 at 6:05 p.m. And, this could be just the work of somebody, pranking us on TikTok because it happens all the time. I mean, there are all kinds of pranksters that use it. So it's worth noting, but it's certainly not worth worrying about. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see here. Chris is in Saginaw, I think. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well.
First of all, my condolences for your loss.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Second of all, I was listening to the governor on your news about some of the things she was stating and her state to the state talk, or actually when she was in Saginaw.
Yeah.
And she's talking about she's going to bring a lot more business into Michigan on one hand. On the other hand, she's going to say she's going to eliminate the right to work law.
Yeah.
It's an oxymoron, okay?
Seems that way.
It doesn't work that way. You know. But unfortunately, I think this is the first time that I can remember a long time that the Democrats have the majority in Michigan.
It is. Quite a long time.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to say is that I think we're in deep trouble, I'll tell you the truth. And she talks about all the money that she's paid into the school system, and we really had no tax increase. Well, the reality of it is it's all federal money that was given.
Yep. It's true. All right, Chris.
Well, now that I've bled all over here, you have a nice day, okay?
Oh, gee, thanks. I'll go clean up. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
All right, Chris. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now. Yeah, it does seem to be an oxymoron to a degree. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You know, you want your cake and eat it too, and it doesn't always work. I pulled this story from the Detroit Free Press this morning because let's face reality, the UAW, the United Auto Workers Union, is a very, very important cog in the wheel in this region. We have many members here. Not as many as we used to because the General Motors and what was Steering Gear, now Next Tier employment numbers are nowhere near what they were when we moved here in 1974. It was something like 30,000 people employed in the auto industry. Now it's less than 5 probably. So the import of the union and the power of the union has been greatly reduced simply because they just don't have the presence they used to have. However, there is a candidate for president of UAW. His name is Sean Fain, and he is running to become the next president. And he said that the members of the union are angry. And of course, you know, you follow the news recently, a couple of UAW presidents have been convicted of corruption and sent to prison. And he believes that the leadership has been detached from rank and file members. He has spent 10 years as a UAW international representative and a former skilled trades committee person and shop chair. He worked in the Stellantis Kokomo casting plant in Indiana. And he wants to unseat the current president, Ray Curry, who was picked to replace Rory Gamble when Gamble retired as president in 2021. Not the first time these two have gone around. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the union. Let me ask you this. If you are a UAW member, current or past, what's your view of the union today and what happened with the leadership? And is the union now walking the straight and narrow in terms of leadership, or are there still problems? Now, I don't know the answer to those questions. They're just questions. I don't have any preconceived notion about it other than what I've seen in the news. And that was that a couple of guys, you know, really took advantage of situations that they shouldn't have, and corruption seemed to be running in their regimes. But I don't know anything about today's leadership. So I'd be curious as to what your thoughts are. Let me talk to Errol in Saginaw before I have to take a break here. Errol, good morning.
That's the first, but you don't know the answer, sir?
I don't know the answer. Right? Mark that down, this date.
You know, yesterday we were talking about grilling and up there. You know, we forgot about a humongous size station up there in Chippewa County that they're going to be doing missile launches and a bunch of other stuff up there too. I was looking at it yesterday. We're in the process of signing the paper work to do it up there, but they're building a launch site up there.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll give you a quick trivia question, and then I will let you go. Who was the one that recorded the best rendition of "Walk the Line"?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash's "Walk the Line."
Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Well, you know who sang a good version? It was Nimoy up the space.
Leonard
program.
Nimoy.
Oh, you ought to hear his rendition of it.
I'll have to look.
Tremendous thing. But,
All right. I'll have to look for it. All right. Have a good one, Earl. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a pause, and we will be back with more. Lines are open for you at 989-752-6111.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry and deep per tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Did you know you could be driving in a pile of cash, like right now? Bumper makes it easy to know what your car is worth. The used car market is hot right now. Bumper.com could be your opportunity to make some bank. Bumper.com lets you know what your car is worth based on your car's specific details. So whether you're selling or just want to know, Bumper makes it easy. Know what your car is worth. Just go.
For buying and beyond, Bumper.com.
Bumper reports are based upon data available. Bumper may not have the complete historical records of every vehicle.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Attention, per the current based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
ExxonMobil's last year, it made more than $55.5 billion, helped by surging oil prices. The turnaround erased billions of dollars of losses from the pandemic. Pfizer says its sales of COVID vaccine and treatment Paxlovid are expected to plunge this year. Its earnings were stronger than forecast, but Pfizer's predicting its revenue will decline this year. General Motors shares are higher after an upbeat quarter and encouraging forecast for this year. McDonald's was holding up better than expected in its holiday quarter. It's a global company and was dealing with the strong dollar, which makes its products more expensive in other countries. It's reporting success with the return of the McRib and other promotions, though McDonald's. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our healthcare. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season. with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, MediShare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked in years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Your WSGW morning team.
The WSW online polled about fireworks in Michigan. There is a proposal in the Michigan Center to allow communities to tighten fireworks laws. Independence Day fireworks, specifically, could be reduced from June 29th through July 4th to just July 3rd and 4th. And on Memorial Day, there could be fireworks allowed until 11:45 to just 11 o'clock. And the proposal would double fines for violators.
We have neighbors that think that fireworks go all the way from Memorial Day through
Labor Day.
the week after Labor Day.
So the poll question we offer is to use this. Would you support allowing communities to reduce some of the current fireworks regulations? It's a yes. It's a no. It's an I'm not sure.
I think I know how Denise is going to vote on this one.
Especially with our neighbors. Oh my gosh.
You head online to WSW.com, you scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box and make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. West GW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Biden is happy about a train track that's either 1.4 miles or 1.4 million miles.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones from now till 11 o'clock. If you had to fill up your car, you know, gas prices have been rising and continue to rise to start this year. And according to those who follow such things, they're not liable to go down anytime soon. And I thought we were doing pretty well. Gas prices were heading down. Right now, the average for a regular gallon of gas, according to AAA, is $3.50. Still down from last June when it was close to $5, but it's far more than it was at the end of the year. And experts are saying that it'll probably reach $4. Why? Well, let's take a look. Part of it, Russian invasion of Ukraine and sanctions placed on Russia. The gas demand has risen, and that has caused the price of oil to slowly increase. And our capacity here, oil refineries, haven't recovered from some of the weather in December. And this is also the time when some of the refineries do maintenance. So you combine all of that, and you end up with higher gas prices. And I can hear some of you out there right now saying, yeah, we just had a report this morning about one of the oil companies having their record high profits, and they're the second one, and yeah, they did. And that's something to be considered. But right now, oil is hovering around $80 a barrel, and nobody expects it to go down anytime soon. And if you're looking for the most expensive gas, you would think California, but not so. Hawaii actually has the most expensive gas right now. And the cheapest gas, Texas, averages $3.12. We're somewhere in the middle here. But it is contradictory on the one hand to say gas prices are going up, and up. Price of a barrel of oil is going up, and up. And at the same time, the big gas companies, the oil companies, are making record profits. So why Haven't they simply lowered the price for us? Well, 2 words, stockholders. Remember that their job in the executive offices of these big companies is to return a profit to their investors. That's the name of the game. And I often wonder how many people that complain about the price of gasoline in their retirement portfolios and their 401ks, how many of them have mutual funds that contain oil companies, and that their retirements are dependent to some degree on those oil companies? So on the one hand, you complain, the price of gas is too high when I go to the pump, but thank you very much, oil company, for my retirement. It's just one of those issues that darned if you do, darned if you don't. So I just remind everybody, be careful what you say, because you could be impacting yourself. Bill is in Hemlock, so let's say good morning to Bill.
Yes, good morning. I think gas, even at $5, is still a bargain. With inflation, it should be like $5.25 now. I got 11 miles to gallon on my 74 pickup. I have a Chevy Colorado now. I went to Florida. I got 28 miles to gallon on the way down there. So I'm happy with $5.
Well, you may be alone, but, but I hear what you're saying, because there is a balancing effect in that automobiles and pickups and things like that
you get
are more efficient. Yeah. Oh, I know. I had for many, many years, I had a 10-mile-a-gallon car.
Yeah, great.
So I understand what you're saying. You're right about that. But that doesn't ease the pain at the pump. You understand that.
Well, for some people, but I have oil stocks too, and that's making up for it.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I just said. I said that earlier.
Yeah, I know.
That listen, I understand. That's the catch-22, isn't it? On the one hand, you don't want to take that $5 bill out of your pocket to pay for a gallon of gas. On the other hand, thank you, oil company, for the profit.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Happy retirement. All right, Bill. Thanks. Take care now. There's proof. I no sooner did it come out of my mouth than Bill calls, and what does he say? He's got oil stocks. So it's a no-win, folks. Let's put it that way. But he's also right. I mean, the first automobiles I owned back in the 60s were 9 and 10 miles a gallon, maybe, And, if you could eke out 13 or 14 miles a gallon, you thought you were doing wonderful. Now that's a gas hog. You pay a tax for it. The average vehicle today, what? 22, 24, 25 miles per gallon. So big difference. Big, big, big difference. But we were used to paying $2 a gallon. Now do we have to pay $3.50 or more? We're not so happy. Well, I understand that. We'll take a break, come back. When we come back, we'll get to Chris in Midland. That'll be next here on the Art Lewis Show.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party.
Get down on.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th.
Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal of Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage. Solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get half off of a CPL class. It's normally $150, but you're getting this deal for just $75. A CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now during Staples Sit-a-thon, select chairs are more than 50% off. Like the Leather Vortex gaming chair, now just $119.99 at Staples. You save $140. Plus get 2 2-ounce bottles of Purell hand sanitizer, free with the Staples Connect app. So take a seat or 2. Right now at Staples, the working, learning, and saving store. Offers end 2/4. Share offer valid in-store and online. Purell limit 2. In-store only while supplies last.
Attention business owners. Hard-earned money away on rent? Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rents. Call 888-74-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my Outdoor Magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you. Before we get to Chris in Midland here, I got an email from Wayne who said that he is a retired UAW member. And the UAW and every other union has some corrupt officials who happen to be caught. Are they on the straight and narrow? Only until the next ones are caught trying dirty deeds a different way. It's no different than crooked politicians. It's travesty when caught, but goes on and on. All right, Wayne, thank you. Appreciate the comment. Chris in Midland. Good morning, Chris.
Hi.
Hi.
I've called a couple of times and I was remiss at not passing along my condolences on the passing of your wife. And I'm very sorry to hear that happened.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I recently bought a Saver to get better gas mileage. It's a Camry hybrid.
Okay.
And the car that I had to replace was old and neglected and kind of beat up. So I went from something that was about 25 miles per gallon to something that has been supplying, if my math is correct, 35, 36, 37 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So
Very
I'm
good.
totally happy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now you say it's a hybrid. You said it's a hybrid. What's the hybrid system? What is it that's hybrid about it?
There's a 4-cylinder gas motor.
Okay.
And there is a battery under the rear seat in the trunk. And the electric motor that actually drives the car, based on the battery supplying its power, the gas engine supplies power to charge the battery.
Okay.
And it has, I think some people may call regenerative braking.
Yeah.
That, when you get off the gas pedal and coast, it helps charge the battery again. And the gas supply power to the battery when needed, or for driving on expressway when the electric drive won't push you at 70 miles an hour, and the gas motor has to kick in and help supply that oomph.
Yep.
But,
to me, that's an ideal setup.
Yeah. I'm thoroughly enamored with this car. It's not brand new, but it's new to me, and it's a lot better than what we had.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's it. You improved your status in the automobile world, and you saved yourself some money in the long run.
My driveway is kind of funny. I've got a Dodge Hemi Charger sitting next to this hybrid.
Oh, I see. So you can go and blow all the money you saved on the hybrid in the Dodge.
Yeah. Well,
my goodness.
The Dodge isn't going anywhere in the winter, so this car is going to get all the mileage.
I'm chuckling because I gripe at gas prices and all of that. I'm going to Florida in 2 weeks, and I rented from Hertz one of their H Mustangs. It's a Shelby H Mustang, so I'm not too worried about gas prices, I guess.
Oh my God. Enjoy.
I will.
Gosh.
I will.
All
right. Chris, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Bye now. Yeah, I did. I had the opportunity and some points to use and things like that. So I've rented a Shelby H. Now, it's not the equivalent of the 350 or 500 Shelby. It's less horsepower. It's somewhere between 450 and 500 horsepower, but that's enough. It's more than enough. Considering I'm only driving around locally, it's plenty of power. But I always wanted to try one, so I thought I'll treat myself this time. So we'll find out how smart a move that was. Speaking of Mustangs and Ford, let me take a moment to talk about McDonald Ford M47 in Freeland. This family dealership that I have known for many, many, many years. And I'll get to the fact that they're not just a Ford dealer. They got lots of other cars. But I want to talk for a minute. I've got to find it on here because I have it in my emails here. The fact that they are a community player. And recently, McDonald Ford paid off the entire student library debt at Freeland Community School District Student Library That debt happens when a book is lost or damaged, and these debts can be a burden on the school budget and the families they impact. So there you go. They paid off the debt. McDonald Ford paid off the school debt. And these are the kinds of things they do in the community all the time, because the family, the McDonald family, has been in this region many decades. And I've known them for better than 40 years. Now, I mentioned that they're more than just a Ford dealership, and that's because they have a pretty extensive pre-owned inventory. Right now, I'm driving one of their vehicles. I'm driving a Chevy Silverado Z71 Trail Boss. And it's available if that's the kind of truck you're looking for. And they have many others, Cadillacs, Jeeps, and Lincolns. There was a Mercedes-Benz on the lot. It may still be there. I don't know. And by the way, all these vehicles have been through Ford's extensive 100-point inspection. McDonald Ford wants to know that they are putting you in a safe vehicle. Now, if you do get one of their vehicles and you have a problem, not to worry. They have an extensive service department from minor repairs to major repairs. They can handle it all. They also have a drive collision center and the quick lane center for those quick oil changes you might want to get. And they sell lots of tires too. There are so many facets to McDonald Ford. And that's why they have been for years my dealer of choice. And I've known the family for many years. You can become a member of the McDonald Ford family because the McDonald staff treats you just like family, because that's everything to McDonald. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you and your automotive needs. Stop out and visit them soon.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. To Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent, but then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language. 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversation can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere. University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Watching your hard-earned dollars fly out the window on healthcare costs is so frustrating. But here's some great news. If you missed the December 7th deadline for open enrollment, it's not too late. There's something that can really help. It's MediShare 65 Plus. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. People who encourage and pray for each other too. MediShare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B, and it fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. It's a great way to fight inflation too. You can monthly price for up to 10 years. Plus, it's easy. You can use any Medicare-approved doctor or get 24/7 telehealth access from the comfort of your home. So worth looking into. MediShare 65 Plus is open for enrollment. And if you join right now, before January 31st, your second month will be free. So don't miss this chance. Call 844-SHARE-65. That's 844-SHARE-65. 844-SHARE-65.
It's the Ontario action of your Saginaw Spirit.
Drops it for Dean Locust. Top of the zone. Goes to Savard. A shot and he scores! Olivier Savard opens the scoring. 1-0 Saginaw. The Saginaw Spirit 75th rivalry series against the Flint Firebirds this Wednesday night. Coverage begins at 6:45 p.m. on 100.5 FM. Ticket information for this game and other games at the Midland Center. Visit SaginawSpirit.com.
It's Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning. Well, yeah, I know you mentioned that, there's the shareholders with reference to the record profits that the producing, but before the people get all mad at the stockholders, which they might not be of, they might want to get a hold of President Biden, because his FTC has a rule that many might not be aware of. It's called a fiduciary responsibility. And they have a legal responsibility to produce as great a profit for their shareholders as they can. In fact, they can go to prison if they don't.
Yeah, well, the fiduciary responsibility, of course, is used in lots of ways. It is reasonable to understand that stock companies are in the business of making a return for their investors. That's
Absolutely.
The nature of the beast. That's how this country was built.
That's what they're there for.
That's right. I mean, I do not deny them that either. I think that's the American way. That's what's made our country great, is that carrot out in front of you that says you can become wealthy, you can earn, you can do things because the system allows you to. So I don't.
Sad is the people out seem to know the least about it. I really wish that we would teach this stuff in school again. We taught it.
Well, we did. I don't know when I went. I learned it.
I had to have an economics course.
Yeah. Well, let's also understand, Russ. Let's understand that while all of this is true that we're talking about, people react to their pocketbook. And when their pocketbook is hurting because they're paying twice as much for gas as they normally pay, they're not happy. And they're going to pick on whoever they think is responsible, and that changes from day to day. I chuckled at the press secretary gives Joe Biden all the credit in the world when the gas prices go down. It's a global economy when it goes up. Can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. You know,
the evil oil companies.
Yeah, the evil oil companies. Right.
You know, and it's like, come on, it's not all one or the other, and it's very seldom, if ever, unless, like the president is restricting oil refineries or oil drilling or cut oil drilling on federal lands or something like that, like Joe Biden has actually done. He has affected the oil price in America. 100% he has. It's one of the first things he did when he took office with executive orders.
No, he didn't understand this. He didn't necessarily affect the oil price. He affected our supply, which meant we had to go back to the world market to buy our gas. But the oil price that, for example, they get for Texas crude is based on that world price.
Well, okay, and it's also the world demand. I mean, the world supply. It drastically affected the world supply of oil, and which affects everybody's price.
It affected ours more than the world's. But the bottom line is one man, the president or whoever he is, can't unilaterally drive the price up or down.
Maybe by a few cents, but not the big swings.
Not much more.
Not the big swings.
No, because it's like trying to affect the price of gold. I mean, who was it, Wilson, that made it illegal to own gold? It's like that was the only time maybe a president had affected the price of gold.
Yeah.
So all right.
Well, the biggest thing was the biggest thing. You have to remember, gold at one time, if I remember right, gold was capped at $32 an ounce, something like that. And then the cap was removed, and that's what drove gold prices. I mean, boom.
What was it, 78 or late 70s? I think it was somewhere in the late 70s. And then you got to figure these were late $70, and gold and silver shot through the roof.
Sure.
I mean, they were setting up We Buy Gold in Holiday Inn World.
Don't look at the silver one, because that was driven by some shady stuff.
Yeah,
going
there's
on.
two brothers.
That's right. All right, Russ.
You take care now.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take our last break this hour, and then we'll be back to close out the hour.
We are proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Looking for something to kickstart your day? Come into Sbarro Pizza in Midland, where their famous breakfast pizza is sure to knock your socks off and get their breakfast pizza is made with fresh ingredients every morning, so no frozen items here. Join them for their grand opening, February 16th, where you can sample the breakfast pizza as well as other signature menu items. While there, make sure to enter for your chance to win a $100 forward gift card. Conveniently located inside Country Corner Shell Gas Station on East Isabella Road in Midland.
At UPL, we're reimagining sustainability with our Open Ag purpose, opening new doors to grower productivity through innovation and collaboration. Our growing portfolio of crop protection solutions includes tried and true workhorse products and innovative new biosolutions to maximize ROI and minimize risk. From pre-plant to post-harvest, UPL will be there to help you succeed. That's our promise.
Good morning and hallelujah! My spray and pray days are over!
What's with Randy? Oh, he's just amped.
We feel heaven here!
And? Yeah, he ordered that new Battalion Amps herbicide from UPL. They're calling it the new gold standard.
This is the greatest day in herbicidal history!
So, how can I get amped? Just go to battalionamp.com.
It's gonna
follow label directions.
On Saturday, February 11th, the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan presents Feathers and Fedoras. It's a Roaring 20s gala to benefit independent living programs for people with disabilities. Grab your silk top hat, your best flapper dress, and prepare to foxtrot the night away with dance music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Feathers and Fedoras, Saturday, February 11th at the Doubletree in Bay City. For information and tickets, click on the Feathers and Fedoras box you'll find online at WF.
All right, we're here. A little issue with my fingers. Anyway, I have a note here. George Santos recuses himself from serving on committees. This is being reported by Politico and CNN. We'll have to get more on that at the top of the hour from CBS News, and then the local report with Michael Percha. And then we will be back with another open phone hour here on WSGW. So stick around. We'll find out what's happening with Mr. Santos and more.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the hour.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. An icy storm is moving in across the south and parts of the east.
by a potentially crippling ice storm. People have been stocking up on generators and ice melt at Jeff Fuller's Little Rock, Arkansas hardware store.
People just being proactive as it becomes a little more real, and especially when it happens, that's when it's going to get real crazy.
Rob Rodell is with the Arkansas Electric Cooperative.
If arson is occurring, understand that tree branches can break and fall.
40 million people are under winter storm warnings and advisories from Texas to Kentucky. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
About 1,000 flights have been canceled in the U.S. Another 1,000 have been delayed, many of them at Dallas International and Love Field. Memphis is getting ready to say goodbye to Tyree Nichols, the 29-year-old FedEx worker who died after a brutal police. Correspondent Elise Preston has details on tomorrow's service.
Mississippi Boulevard Church, where this is happening, is a big church here in Memphis where often high-profile funerals do take place. We do know that in addition to loved ones and community members and the family's attorneys, we are expecting to see Reverend Al Sharpton there. He's expected to eulogize Tyree Nichols.
The Biden administration plans to send 4 representatives to the funeral. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in the West Bank today and expressed
condolences and sorrow for the innocent Palestinian civilians' lives and escalating violence over the last year.
Blinken met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday. He's asked both men to urge calm. If you drive a Ford SUV, you'll want to know about this. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
The government has opened a preliminary investigation looking at nearly 1.9 million Explorers. No word if it's going to lead to a recall. There have been 164 complaints of trim coming off at highway speeds.
Officials say they could hit other drivers' windshields and make them lose control. An upscale food chain is calling out suppliers for high prices. CBS's Wendy Gillette explains.
Whole Foods Market to lower prices on packaged groceries as inflation eases. That's the report from the Wall Street Journal, which heard a recording of a recent virtual summit. Higher prices from suppliers because of increased costs have been passed on to shoppers, and that has led some to cut back on their purchases and seek out deals.
Pope Francis has arrived in Congo. A round of applause as he was pushed in a wheelchair away from the plane along a red carpet. The Pope's 6-day visit will also take him to South Sudan. His hope is to bring a message of peace to the two countries divided by poverty, conflict, and what he calls a lingering calamity. The Dow is up 20 points. This is CBS News.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-88. That's 888-885-7526.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell. Of divorce becomes a reality. You need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 1 degree. It's 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Saginaw Township Police are looking for a suspect in an apparent smash and grab. Police say a suspect driving a dark-colored pickup truck rammed a men's clothing store at 4434 Bay Road around 5:30 a.m. on January. The suspect then stole around $2,700 worth of clothing, all in the space of about 6 minutes before fleeing the scene. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Saginaw Township Police Department. The missing 34-year-old Ogama County woman has been located in Leota in Clare County. Ogama County Sheriff's officials say Sarah Elizabeth Burns was found dead Saturday after a lengthy search. Search and rescue teams, law enforcement agencies, and volunteers from multiple organizations and communities joined in the search for Burns after she was reported missing January 23rd. The department found her vehicle in Leota near Harrison before she was reported missing. A search initiated using canines, drones, and foot canvassing. A GoFundMe has been set up to pay for funeral expenses. The Grace A. Dow Memorial Library in Midland now is offering access to free financial help tools with every library card. Patrons of the library can use the financial ratings service online from Weiss Ratings and Greyhouse Publishing to learn about nearby banks and credit unions, insurance companies, Medicare options, as well as mutual funds and stock options. Patrons can access the tool eadml.org/research and scrolling down to the Weiss Financial Ratings and using the library card to log in. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Superior Insurance Group, Next Door Trader, and MDL Companies bring to you the second annual Rat Pack Gala. We invite you Saturday, February 18th to get your tux and petticoats out for the classiest event of the year. Step back in time with the Summit Tribute Group, Deeks Paradise Casino, a 17-piece orchestra, and the Rat Pack. Enjoy an evening out with dinner, casino, and a show. This formal fundraiser will be one to remember. To benefit Leaders for America that focus on strengthening the leadership culture across the nation. Leaders for America will be investing in the young people in Bay County, creating a culture of personal and community growth. Dance the night away with Marilyn Monroe to the sounds of Sinatra, Martin, and Davis. Cash bar, casino, and dinner from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m., followed by the big show from 8 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Join us Saturday, February 18th for good food, great entertainment, and most important, a good cause. Visit theratpackgala.live for your tickets today.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast. Congresswoman Haley Stevens of Metro Detroit will not be running for the state's open Senate seat in 2024. Stevens, a Democrat representing Oakland County in the state's 11th district, says she can best serve residents in her current role. Earlier this year, Senator Debbie Stabenow announced she would not be running for a fifth six-year term next year, setting off speculation as to who would run for the seat. Stevens says she remains committed to getting a Democrat elected to the open seat. A new study from the University of Michigan Institute for Social Research is providing new insight into the issue of problem drinking among teenagers and young adults. Michigan News Network this.
According to the study, the average time of escalation from first drink to so-called high-intensity drinking among teens occurs within 2 years of first trying alcohol. So waiting until college years for possible initial intervention among problem drinkers, the report concludes, is often too late. Put another way, teens who initiated high-intensity drinking while still in high school are at greater risk as young adults. A group of 450 participants were surveyed for the study, starting as 12th grade students in 2018, and then re-interviewed again as 20-year-olds in 2020. You can learn more about the report by visiting the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA Pediatrics website.
John Hewitt for the Michigan News Network.
Food addiction appears to be a problem in older Americans. A new U of M poll finds 1 in 8 Americans over 50 show signs of food addiction, having an unhealthy relationship with highly processed and comfort foods. About 13% show signs of addiction to such foods and beverages in the past year, according to the National Poll on Healthy Aging. WSGW News Time, 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast.
For today, look for gradually increasing cloud cover. Can't rule out a chance for some afternoon flurries developing with high temperatures in the upper teens. For tonight, mostly cloudy, still a chance for some flurries, a low of 7. For Wednesday, chance for some flurries in the morning. See some peaks of sunshine into the afternoon, improving to a high of 26. For Thursday, sunshine to start. Chance for some late day light snow showers developing, highs climbing to 32. Then colder once again for your Friday, we're back to the lower teens. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 0 degrees.
Local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And a very pleasant good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Brought to you, as you heard, by Westside Decorating Center at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Stop in and see Mike and the gang for all of your home decorating needs. Open phones this hour. The number to call, 989-752-6111 for whatever's on your mind. Love to chat with you about it. We were talking about oil supplies and gas and oil and, who's responsible. The bottom line is a president has very little control over the gas and oil supply. It is investment decisions made by private companies. There's a lot of talk about the fact that, there's 9,000 permits out there on federal land and the oil company should be drilling. Well, let's understand, first of all, that not all those permits are producers. There could be absolutely nothing under that leased land. And the second thing is it takes years to develop. It doesn't happen overnight. And the oil companies make decisions based on reality of the moment, and what's the likelihood of finding product? What's the investment that has to be made? Will there be a return on that investment? And I know it's easy to look at their profits and go, whoa, why am I paying all that at the gas pump? But those profits go up and down like a yo-yo. And again, there are so many factors that go into the price of a barrel of oil as a world commodity that, we could sit here and talk about, well, the U.S. is producing 13 million barrels of oil or 12 or 11, and what president did this and what president did that. And the bottom line is that the president as an individual has very, very little control over it. Very little control. They could shut it down if they wanted because they wouldn't issue any permits, wouldn't allow for certain things, put refinery rules in place that are tough to live by. Yeah, they could have impact that way. But for the most part, they don't make the decisions on how much drilling is going to be done. That's done by private companies. And in the end, it's a private business decision. So anyway, we touched on this the other day. Michigan, this is from the Free Press this morning, Michigan's minimum wage, what's happening with the law. Right now, Michigan's current hourly minimum wage is $10.10. The tipped minimum wage is $3.84 an hour. And for those of you that don't understand what that's all about, the tipped wage is what a waitress or waiter makes in a restaurant, paid by the restaurant. It's expected that that waiter or waitress will then take in enough tips to more than compensate to the minimum wage of $10.10. If they do not make enough money to bring them up to the minimum wage, I believe it's then the restaurant's responsibility to bring them up to the minimum. But for the most part, most servers make substantially more than the minimum wage. And of course, that depends on the restaurant. I mean, if you're working at a high volume, high end restaurant, like one of the restaurants in Frankenmuth, one of the big restaurants in Frankenmuth, you're going to make a lot of money. You're turning a lot of tables. There's constant supply of customers. And you're going to work hard, but you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to do very well for yourself. And in even smaller restaurants, it can be that way. And then there are those restaurants that are so small that you only get so many people and you can only do so much. But the attempt to raise that minimum wage to something like $12 or $13 an hour, tip the minimum, and this is on hold, by the way, because the appeal court has set it aside right now. Starting February 19th, the hourly minimum wage would have been $13.03, while the tipped minimum wage would have been $11.73 an hour. And that would be phased out to match the standard minimum wage by January 1st, 2024. Well, let's talk about that. If tipped minimum wage went up to $11.73 an hour to start, and then matched the main minimum wage of $13.03 by January 1st, what would that do to restaurants? I can tell you what it'll do to restaurants. First, it'll close some of them. And what it'll do to the employees is they will see their tips vanish. Because the public is generous with employees because we understand that for the most part, servers are a tipped service and they don't make a lot if we don't give them tips. If that minimum wage goes up substantially, restaurant prices are going to go up, tips are going to go way down. And I venture to say there won't be many people ahead in the game. Sean is in Bay City, so let us say good morning to Sean.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Good morning.
It's pretty chilly over here, gosh darn it, but the sun is out.
Yeah, I know. I think it was -1 at one point this morning. I don't know what it is now, but it's not warm.
No.
Looks
good.
good.
There's something on the minimum wage that I can't stress enough for people because people just don't think, I swear they don't. It's not what you make. It's what you can buy with what you make.
Well, that's all part of it, sure. But
that's all of it.
But understand this, and I think you'll agree with me. When the minimum wage goes up, your buying power doesn't go up because prices go up with it.
Correct.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
My girlfriend works at a restaurant in Reese. None of them want this minimum wage thing to go up. None of them, because they're going to lose money.
Absolutely.
But the state will get to tax you more on what you made because it's on paper now. See, so that works out for them guys.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things, because you technically, and I say technically,
correct.
All servers are supposed to report their tipped wages.
Yeah, politicians are supposed to be honest too.
Yep. Very nice, Sean. Good one for you.
Yeah, hey, I got one more for you. So I live in this city, right? I live in this city, and they got 4 bridges in my city. Now, one of the bridges I got to pay $4 to cross, but the other one that's a quarter mile away, I don't.
Yep.
Which bridge you going to use, Art?
Yep. Well, it'll only cost me $2 because I have an Easy Pass, and if I put it in my window, that toll system works with my Easy Pass. But I'm going to probably not use that bridge too. You know what though? For me, it won't make much of a difference. First of all, I don't live up there, but when I'm up there, I hardly ever use that bridge. I almost always use the Betts Bridge. I use the 2 southern bridges all the time because that's the way I come into town.
That's the least used bridge in Bay City.
However, I will tell you this, Sean.
And now they want to charge you to use it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. In talking to some of the city officials who have studied it because they needed to do their homework when they did this, they have found in other communities where they have similar situations that eventually the traffic returns to normal patterns, even with tolls. So there are going to be people that pay it. You can count on it.
Oh, hey, there's always, sheepy people out there that what they're going to pay. As for me, I'm going to go use the one that's for free.
There you go.
That's a couple 100 yards away.
So there you go.
Call me stupid.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, friend. Hey, I got to take a break.
Hey, you betcha. Have a great day.
Talk to you, Sean. Take care, friend.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye now. Lines open for you, 989-752-6111. We will return, but let me ask you how you slept last night, because, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when we spend approximately a third of our life in bed, we really need quality sleep, and you can get that sleep on a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. They've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the Sanitary mattress you're sleeping on was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress can also make a custom mattress for your RV or for your boat, something the box stores can't do. The next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Applied Training Solutions, 3rd Gen Tire and Service Center, Style Encore, Salon Blue, the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, and 120 Fitness. Half off? You bet. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com. To Euro Health.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open modestly higher. The Federal Reserve is meeting with its decision on interest rates coming tomorrow. Wage inflation apparently moderated at the end of last year. The fourth quarter employment cost index rose just 1%, less than forecast. General Motors earnings topped estimates. GM is optimistic about this year. It also revealed that it will jointly develop a lithium mine in Nevada. It is used in electric vehicle battery cells. ExxonMobil reported a record year. McDonald's says it was able to raise prices in the holiday quarter. Its earnings and sales were better than expected, though it expects to continue dealing with inflation for now. And Victoria's Secret had a better than expected holiday season. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coso. In you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rent. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL. Or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Biden is happy about a track that's either 1.4 miles or 1.4 million miles.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Bob is in Bay City. Bob, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Art. How are you doing today?
Doing all right.
Excellent. Question for you on the Bay City bridges and the tolls and whatnot. I've got a good idea. Why, number one, why do we have bridges that have to go up?
Federal waterway, it's required.
Okay. Why can't we put transponders on the ships and the sailboats and everybody else that is causing those bridges to go up versus us paying to go over the water?
Well, you can't do it on you can't do it on the ships because it's a federal waterway, and federally it's required that they have right of way.
Well, we could work with our legislators to take a look at that. They're doing a lot of other things.
It would have to be
I mean,
federal.
Just
and it's not going to happen.
That's okay. We have those.
It's
well,
not going to happen. Let's face it. Let's be honest.
Well, I think the other thing is, and your last caller said it, many of us are just going to go around, and you're probably right. It'll go back to whatever the
eventually.
Yeah, I would think so. But hopefully, we can spread around a little bit of the cost because, unfortunately, I understand it's a federal right of way and so forth. But the reason those bridges goes up are for sailboats and any other freighter that may come in and deliver goods on the other side of the river. So, hey, I think it's a great idea. We've got federal legislators in this area as well. Maybe we should bring it up.
I can try it. Let me know how it works.
Well, I will do that. Thanks a lot, Art.
Thanks for calling, Bob. I appreciate it. No, it's I understand the passion and all of that, but the reality is, it is what it is, and it's not going to change. That's just my estimate. But anyway, Alvin is in Saginaw. Alvin, good morning, my friend.
Hey, how are you, Art? Hey, I just wanted to give my condolences to you. I was able to talk to Blair with Scotty and you. I just wanted to say I was very sorry for the loss of Linda. She was always wonderful to me.
You say you talked to Blair and Scott?
I was able to, not Scott, but Blair.
Okay.
I was very, her strong sense of what was right is what I remember about her the most. Is just, that's got to be missed on the earth,
Kept me on the straight and narrow.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I remember, too, I wanted to tell you, I when I was a kid, I helped open up that Denny's over on Tibetawasi Road. And it was during a recession. I remember that. And they were building that hotel next door.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were warning us. They were saying, now, when you guys when you guys, I went to McDonald's, I thought I was rich when I went over to Denny's because I was making so much more money in my eyes, for being a young guy. But I remember they said, now don't expect a whole lot of tips in this recession. But what I found is we found out that people who can go out to eat, who afford to go out to eat, they can probably go to tip.
Yeah,
and,
that's probably
they were
true.
Right. And we were in the middle of we were in a major recession, and I couldn't believe the tips that I got.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if that'll affect it or not. I know I will still tip.
Yeah, it will though.
Even though
the first thing, Alvin. Well, first thing is you're going to see a lot of closures because there's going to be a lot of restaurants can't afford it. And
that's right.
And the second thing, yeah, I think tipping will continue, but I don't think it'll be at the level that it is now. That 20% will go away quickly. Remember, 20% as the average now, 18 to 20%.
Right.
We understand that makes up that difference, and that's how they make their money. When somebody tells me, well, they're going to be making $11 an hour instead of $3.84, and it's going to go to $13 an hour by the end of the year, then I'm saying to myself, well, maybe they don't need me as much. And I think the tips are going to go down. I think
it won't affect me, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I won't.
I was a server.
It probably won't affect me either because I tend to be a tipper. But I think overall,
some folks,
it's going to have an impact if it happens.
Yeah, I guess I can see what you're saying. But like I said, it was a major recession during that time. I remember when I applied for my job at Denny's, we had tons of applications. People couldn't get jobs. And when they opened that hotel, I finally opened it up. There was a line circling that place. You had to show up in person back in those days.
Yep.
And people didn't have a lot of extra resources, but we got tipped very nicely as well. I guess that was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Back then it wasn't 20%. It was more like 15% was the standard.
Well, I gotta tell you, I felt rich because I was working at McDonald's before I got there.
Yeah, I got you.
That's all I have to say.
All right, friend. We'll talk to you.
I'm praying for you too. I'm praying for you, Art.
Alvin, I appreciate it. Thanks, friend. Bye now. Alvin, I've known Alvin a long time. We first met back in the very early '80s when my sons were marching in the then Second Airs Drum and Bugle Corps, and Alvin was a part of it. And he's just a wonderful human being and an artist you wouldn't believe. I'm surprised he never made a career out of it because his ability to draw, particularly pen and ink, was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So anyway. Oh, where were we? Oh, we were talking about tipped wages. Here's something for you. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked much about Hunter Biden and the computer, the laptop, and all of that stuff. I'll leave that for the big guys out there to talk about. But this one caught my attention. Hunter Biden's allies are weighing a legal defense fund for him. Apparently, he's got tons of lawyers and hiring more all the time to represent him for all of the things that are going on, the investigations and the court investigations, the tax investigations, and his legal debt. They estimate his current legal debt well into the millions of dollars. And apparently, while he was getting lucrative money at one time from a whole bunch of different sources, including countries we shouldn't be dealing with, he's faced financial problems and apparently has no steady source of income. How is he paying his father $50,000 a month for a room or something like that? I don't know. But they are trying to establish a fund for him. And this is not, by the way, exclusively something that Hunter Biden has seen. There have been other funds, including the Clinton Fund. So there have been other attempts to raise money, defense funds, for public figures on all sides of the aisle, and that includes President Trump, by the way. So it's one of those it works both ways kind of situations. Doesn't matter which party you're in or who you are. In both sides, there are allies who will try and raise the money needed. Anyhow, we're going to take a break. Come back. Lots more. And again, whatever you want to talk about, give us a call here on the Art Lewis Show.
Spirit fans, Wednesday, February 1st, your Saginaw Spirit take on the Flint Firebirds at the Dow Event Center. Puck drops at 7:05. Join us for bikini and little. Get your tickets online at SaginawSpirit.com or go in person at the Saginaw Spirit office on State Street. Also, get tickets at the box office at the Dow Event Center.
You're right up front, they score! That's a start. Dean Logan!
Game on, Spirit fans.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. It's powerful people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right. Free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
And Doug.
Hey, listener. Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Lemu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Lemu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 98 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent, but then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversation in a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere. University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you, with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Winter is finally arrived.
Yeah, how about that?
It took all of January, but this is what we wanted.
Well, who wanted this? Who?
I promise you, there are
I was
many,
enjoying it.
there are many people who are just now. It's like finally they can do some stuff around here. Winter, they don't have to go north.
Denise, I was tired of looking at
That's true.
gray
Tired of looking
and
at
mud
gray.
and just.
I know.
It was nice seeing my dog frolic in the snow in the backyard.
Is there any dog that doesn't like the snow?
Yeah, I'm
sure
there are some. Yes.
My dog laid out in the snow yesterday, and he's fairly big. And he was laying in that snow just like,
Come on out and join me.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
thanks anyway.
And Charlie, with the cold weather, you got your ice rink back, right?
finally, been waiting for it. It's been a puddle of water for the past month.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning, and Paul is in Saginaw. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Art. Art, I heard that Rona Romney McDaniel won re-election for Republican National Party chairwoman, but I did not hear who won the election for Michigan Party chairperson. Do you know?
No, I don't. I don't know that they've had that election yet. I'm not sure.
Well, they were supposed to have it this past weekend, but there's nothing in the paper.
Well, maybe they just didn't do it. I don't know. Let me see here. Let's see if
There was a whole pile of candidates running.
yeah, I know. Some of them were laughable. Let's see here. Well, it shows right now that Ronald Weiser is chair, but let me see here just a minute.
He's the old one.
I think he is.
And he was not running for re-election.
Yep. Yeah, there are a bunch. I don't see that it's held yet.
Okay. They may have postponed it.
Possible. I don't see it. I don't see any results anywhere. So.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see nothing in the paper either. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were supposed to have held it this past weekend or the weekend before, one or the other, but I guess they might have postponed it.
I know there was some contention, so it's going to be interesting to see who does actually come out on top. Some of them you have to scratch your head. Why in the world are they running? But you never know.
That's right. Right. Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
We'll just have to sit back and wait. All
That's right. Like everything else.
All right.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Yep.
All right.
Somebody else is sitting back and waiting. His name is Alec Baldwin. He is waiting for official charges. Today, they are expecting prosecutors to file felony charges of involuntary manslaughter against Mr. Baldwin. You'll remember that during a rehearsal of the set of the Western movie that he was shooting, that the cinematographer was killed when he fired a gun. And one other was wounded. And the Santa Fe District Attorney, Mark Carmack Altwies, has outlined what he said were two sets, what she said, Mary, and by the way, not Mark, Mary Carmack Altwies, outlined two sets of involuntary manslaughter charges in connection with the shooting against Baldwin and film set weapons supervisor Hannah Gutierrez Reed. And charging documents should be released today. Involuntary manslaughter. This is an interesting definition of the charge, too. Involuntary manslaughter can involve a killing that happens while a defendant is doing something lawful but dangerous and is acting negligently or without caution. And apparently on the set of this movie, which was called Rust, there was a disregard for safety. And Baldwin has said that he didn't pull the trigger on the gun, that it just went off. Well, that kind of gun, you can pull the hammer back, and if you let go of the hammer, and even if your finger isn't on the trigger, particularly in older versions, you can fire it. I own a similar weapon, and I can tell you point blank that mine will not fire if I let go of the hammer because of the way the mechanism is set up. I have to pull the trigger in order to get that kind of response. If I pull the hammer back halfway and let it go, it still will not center fire the bullet because of the safety system that's built into the gun. But it depends on the gun. The old guns, you certainly could pull the hammer back and let go and it would fire. So somebody's got some splaining to do, I'll tell you. How did a live bullet get into a weapon to start with? And they understand that they use real guns in these motion pictures, but they have special flash ammunition, almost cap-like ammunition that don't shoot a projectile. And that's what they're supposed to load. And when they hand a gun and they say it's a cold gun, it means it has no live ammunition in it. But that system broke down, and apparently on that set, from what reports were saying, they were using those guns to target shoot in some places in the set. You know, it is drilled into your head when you first start to shoot. Safety, safety, safety. Always check to make sure the gun is not loaded. Never put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to shoot. When I go down to clean one of my guns, let's say I go downstairs and want to clean my revolver. I have a Super Blackhawk. First thing I do when I take it out, even though I know that gun has been locked up in its case and hasn't moved since the last time I moved it, first thing I do is spin the cylinder to make sure there are no bullets in the gun. First thing I do. And even in my own basement, in my own house, unless I'm doing a dry fire exercise, I never put my finger on the trigger. And that's true for my guns, all of them. And they're all locked up tight, and the ammunition's locked up tight. Safety, safety, safety. It's drilled into your head. But somehow it escaped the folks on that set, that's for sure. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back, and when we return, we'll get to Chris in Bay City when we return.
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities, fun work environment, flexible schedules. Alpha Media Saginaw is expanding their marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Applied Training Solutions, 3rd Gen Tire and Service Center, Style Encore, Salon Blue, the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, and 120 Fitness. Half off? You bet. And it's all at
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Eric was way behind on his taxes. I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments. The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force. They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do. Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief. When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe 15. That is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit Go.
I love working on my cars, but I wish I had more space for my shop.
Give General Steel a call. In business for over 30 years and with over 5,000 five-star customer reviews, General Steel can help with projects ranging from RV storage and garages to churches, workshops, and even major construction for Fortune 500 companies. And all General Steel custom buildings are backed by our 50-year warranty.
But that's got to cost a fortune.
Actually, General affordable than other building options, and thanks to our highly efficient construction, you can go from dreaming it to enjoying it in no time.
I need to give the General a call. How do I get more information?
Call 866-96-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out what General Steel can do for your home or business. That's 866-96-STEEL. Our team will answer your questions and offer you a customized quote. Just call 866-967-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. You know, some people are saying, this Biden trip to Texas was nothing more than a photo op.
No, not some. Sane people are saying that. I think the thing that really got to me, and it's not so much even Biden's fault unless they told the city of El Paso to do it, but of the homeless encampments ahead of his trip to the border.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins.
So Joe Biden didn't even really see what the border crisis is all about.
Weekdays at noon on WSGW.
And we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show. And we have Chris in Bay City. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Hey, I was just wondering, have you busted out your telescope yet?
I have it up, but I haven't had it outside yet. It's been too cold.
Oh, you got heated south, don't you?
Well, I just, let's just say it's been a busy period of time, and I haven't gotten to it. I have it in the living room. As a matter of fact, it is set up. I'm looking at it in the living room, but one of these days I'm going to have to get out and actually align it and do everything I have to do with it.
I just wondered, because I'm a telescope enthusiast, and I just wondered.
Hi, what do you have? Oh, how many do you have?
I have one telescope. It was my father's. And I've got all kinds of binoculars here, too.
Yeah.
I'm a stargazer and a moon gazer.
Yeah.
And I heard that you had gotten one as a gift.
Yeah, if I got a Celestron, and it's Wi-Fi, and it has you can hook it up to a program that controls.
Mine's not Wi-Fi or nothing. Mine is just.
Well, I haven't learned how to use it yet, so it's. But I will.
How to use the washer?
Yeah, I figured that out. I got all that down pat. Matter of fact, I have learned how to do multiple tasks. Yesterday, while I was doing this radio show, I was also doing my laundry. So there's an advantage of being at home, but it's twice the work.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Thanks for calling. Have a good one, Chris. Take care. Bye-bye now. For those of you who don't know, for Christmas, all of my life. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've been fascinated with space. I don't know a lot about it. You ask me about the stars and the planets, and I'm lost. But I used to go to the Hayden Planetarium in New York City. It was one of my favorite places to go as a kid, and watch the star shows. And I always wanted a telescope. And, you know, life gets in the way, and you don't do it. And finally, this year, my late wife and I were sitting around talking about, well, what do you want for Christmas and all that. And I said, you know, I really want a telescope. So I ended up getting a telescope, and now I'll have to wait for the weather to use it. I'm not a fan of standing outside in super cold weather, so it's going to be a bit. They make all kinds of protective coatings for these things and covers that you can put on them, but I'm not that eager to go out and freeze. I'll wait until and we haven't had a lot of good sky nights either, so. Hopefully, when it warms up, maybe around end of March, April, I'll start to get it out and figure out what I have to do to make it work. Because it's not easy. It's more complicated than I thought it would be. But then again, most things are. But it's fun. I mean, it's something I've always wanted to do. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm not a foul weather kind of guy. I prefer nice weather, and that's when I'll do it. All right, we have come to the end, so we'll take our last break, and then be back to close out here on the Art Lewis Show and tell you what's ahead tomorrow.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Plus.com is from Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get half off of a CPL class. It's normally $150, but you're getting this deal for just $75. A CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. And you must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Doug. Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
A full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness. Ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Tomorrow, by the way, at 10 o'clock after the 10 o'clock news tomorrow, Buena Vista Police Chief Reggie Williams will join me. We're going to talk about what happened in Memphis and his thoughts on policing. That will be tomorrow on the Art Lewis Show. Looking forward to it. Meantime, stick around for Focus after the news. And speaking of the news, we've got CBS News coming up to bring you up to date on the world and the nation. And then Michael Purchase in the WSGW newsroom to tell you what's happening in the region and the state. We'll talk to you right after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour.
I'm Steve Kathan. A new twist in the George Santos story. The Republican congressman who's admitted lying about his past. He's rejected calls for his resignation, but as CBS's Allison Keyes tells us from Washington, he is making a new move.
Representative Santos is already assigned to 2 committees, and an aide tells CBS News he is reserving those seats until he has been cleared of both campaign and personal finance probes. But Santos told House colleagues he is formally recusing himself from serving on the bodies for now.
Hundreds of flights have been canceled or on blast scenario from Texas on into the Tennessee Valley. J.R. Brandenburg manages the Highway Department in Scott County, Kentucky.
We're able to react real quick and get the trucks loaded and immediately get salt starting to spread and plowing or however we have to react to it.
And CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. All of those places have the potential for widespread power outages. They have the potential for extremely dangerous, and I do mean tons of accidents.
One fatality on the roads has been reported, and the upper Midwest is dealing with bitter cold and below zero wind chills. Now to Memphis, CBS's Elise Preston is covering the Tyree Nichols case and its aftermath.
Administrators at the Balmoral Ridgeway Elementary School in Memphis are trying to help students process their community's grief.
They're not sure what those feelings are. So it's important to put a name to it so that they can understand what this is that they're seeing. I want you all to take out a sheet of paper and a pencil.
The school's counselor, Titantia White, had students write about their dreams for a better Memphis.
It's sad. We can't trust cops. They're supposed to save us, not hurt us.
10 police and emergency personnel have been fined or fired, that is, or disciplined. A regulatory filing indicates the Justice Department has asked for documents from Tesla linked to its autopilot and self-driving features. Overseas, Secretary of State Blinken has appealed again for calm after renewed Mideast violence.
We look to both sides to unequivocally condemn any acts of violence, regardless of the victim or the perpetrator.
He met with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas in the West Bank today. Blinken has publicly offered no new United States initiatives. Now to Africa. Big crowd for Pope Francis, the first papal visit there since John Paul II back in 1985. A private report says consumer confidence has slipped this month, and on Wall Street's right now positive signs for stocks. The Dow up 107 and the S&P up 37. This is CBS News.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace.
Max, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed. I make presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect. Get bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See Staples. Print Big for details.
General Motors posts
information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as That's 800-730-8405.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 10 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike. Tax season is upon us. Mark Stieber is the Chief Tax Information Officer at Jackson Hewitt Tax Services and says if you think there are no changes this tax year, think again.
There were tax law changes, expirations and revisions to pre-pandemic amounts. There were life changes, and then there's still pandemic influence. People are still working from various locations, home offices, still working side gigs to make ends meet. So it'll be a much different tax season.
Stieber's number one piece of advice is to file as early as possible. Police in Saginaw Township are asking for the public's help locating a suspect wanted for stealing from a men's clothing store. A.m. on January 26th, a suspect driving a dark-colored pickup truck rammed the store at 4434 Bay Road, smashing the glass door and stealing around $2,700 worth of clothing. The suspect left the scene after 6 minutes. Please call the Saginaw Township Police Department if you have any information. Artists who create in all kinds of media are being invited to submit work at this year's Saginaw Art Fair. The Juried Fine Art Fair is set for August 11th and 12th on Ojibwe Island in the historic river. Can apply for the art fair through March 31st. The fair is a volunteer-supported fine arts festival. It promotes local artists, businesses, and community organizations. For more information, visit facebook.com/Saginaw Arts. Saginaw Township is offering young people a chance to see what it takes to be a firefighter. Anyone ages 14 to 20 can become part of the Explorers program through the Township Fire Department to get hands-on experience through activities and mentorship for anyone interested in learning more about a career with the fire department. For more information about the Explorers program, call 989-792-9691. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Hey everyone, Eric Crane here with Crane's L&M Appliance Center. I understand how important it is to make sure you... Well, now is the best time with our B4 tax refund sale. Take advantage of special pricing and rebates on GE, LG, and Frigidaire products. Tax refunds go further here at Crane's as we offer new, rebuilt, and scratch and dent appliances. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw and 1556 West Carroll Road in Carroll, where we want to earn your business.
This just in, a change is coming to herbicide. Raptor herbicide from BASF is now called Beyond Extra herbicide from BASF. Cool, right? That's why I'm talking fast and excited, because frankly, a name change isn't that exciting. Or is it? Now you're asking yourself, will I still have fields and broad spectrum weed control? Yes, sir and ma'am. But we added extra Clearfield production system crops under the name and called it Beyond Extra. Find Beyond Extra herbicide exactly where you found Raptor herbicide. Always read and follow label directions.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Lapeer County authorities say speeding was a factor in a crash that left one person dead and 7 others hospitalized. Imlay City Police say a pickup truck driven by a 17-year-old from Macomb County was speeding when he crashed into 2 other vehicles on Sunday night. The teenager is listed in critical condition. A person driving one of the other vehicles, while a pregnant woman and infant in the car were also hurt. 3 other women were in a third car that was also struck. They were taken to a hospital. Investigators are awaiting a report to determine if drunk or drugged driving also played a factor in the crash. On Monday, University of Michigan Health websites were hit with a cyber attack. They say the targets were public websites hosted by a third-party vendor, and none of the sites impacted contain patient information. Claudia Rass with Butzel Long in Ann Arbor says there could be more work ahead.
I've been involved in data breaches where you think everything's fine, and then as you're looking through log files, or they got this or they got that. So I'm sure they're on it. I'm sure they're looking. They have log files. They have a team that will take care of this. But I'm sure that they're protecting their patient data.
Multiple reports connect the attack to a pro-Russian hacker group which targeted more than a dozen healthcare systems. A sheriff's deputy sent a search for a Detroit area mother and her 2 young sons, whose bodies were later found frozen in a field, has resigned. The Detroit News reports the Oakland County Sheriff's Office said the deputy stepped down January 22nd. The deputy's name has not been released. The bodies of 35-year-old Monica Kennedy, 9-year-old Kyle Milton, and 3-year-old January 15th in Pontiac after Kennedy's 10-year-old daughter went to and told someone her family was dead. They were not dressed properly for cold weather. An autopsy report listed hypothermia as the cause of their deaths. Kennedy had been experiencing mental health issues. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, look for gradually increasing cloud cover. Can't rule out a chance for some afternoon flurries developing with high temperatures in the upper teens. For tonight, mostly cloudy, still a chance for some. For Wednesday, chance for some flurries in the morning. Can see some peaks of sunshine into the afternoon, improving to a high of 26. For Thursday, sunshine to start. Chance for some late day light snow showers developing, highs climbing to 32. Then colder once again for your Friday. We're back to the lower teens. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 10 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And welcome to another edition of Focus, brought to you by RoofMax. RoofMax with 2 X's, the safe, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. You can find out more online at GetRoofMax at GetRoofMax.com. Or you can call Ben at 989-859-6751 and find out about RoofMax. And remember, RoofMax with 2 X's. Coming up in the very near future at the Midland Center for the Arts, the phenomenal group of the past, Air Supply. And I'm not sure who we're going to be chatting with right now, but let's find out this morning. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Graham. How are you?
Graham, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for being with us this morning, Graham. So tell us.
Yeah, I just want to say my last name is Russell with 2 L's.
Oh, good. We'll send you up to RoofMax with 2 X's, and we'll be all set, Graham.
Oh, we'll be laughing. Yeah, excellent.
When was the first Air Supply hit?
In around the world, it was 1980, but in Australia, it was. So we had a few big hits in Australia first, so we were kind of primed for the rest of the world after that.
Well, I've been in radio a long time, probably. Well, I'm going to be 80, so that gives you an idea how long I've been in radio, in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
And I can remember playing Air Supply, and it was always a treat because I love your sound. You guys just had a beautiful blend.
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate enough to create our own sound, but it wasn't by design. It was just the way it happened, just the way we sing and the way the songs were written. That this just came across that way. But we ended up now we're synonymous with romantic music, so we did create our own sound, which is great. We did. Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of big hits in those days.
Oh, Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you dominated the charts for a long time.
We did, yeah, we did.
Well, you're sitting there in Australia and you put together Air Supply. Did you ever imagine the kind of success you were going to have?
No, I don't think anyone can. The only thing with us worked together because we were great friends. We were in Jesus Christ Superstar together, and we said, okay, let's use the time in Superstar to create something where we can work together and do what we want to do what we love to do. So let's form a band, which is exactly what we did. So by the time Superstar had finished after almost 2 years, we had a record out and we had a band. You know, it was kind of pretty straight ahead. But fortunately, our first single went to #1, and so did the album. So we had beginning, which was great for a band. You know, usually that doesn't happen.
Not a bad start. For those listening, by the way, Air Supply is going to be at the Midland Center for the Arts on my birthday, February 5th. So,
fantastic. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Graham. I appreciate that. So I have to ask this question because there are a lot of groups that hang around, you know, and how different to your ear is your sound today compared to what it was, let's say, in the 80s?
It's a lot tougher today. It's a lot more rock and roll. It's the same essence, you know, the big epic ballads, but we're a lot tougher, in my opinion. You know, we're pretty loud, you know, if people that haven't seen us presume that we're kind of soft and very mellow, they're really surprised. You go, oh, wow, this is a rock and roll show. And it is, you know, it's loud and it hits you right in the chest, but it's passionate and it's very emotional. And that's the difference. We don't just burn everything up for the sake of it. It's a beautiful, very orchestral and beautiful part to the sound. Of course, sitting on top of the fabulous vocals that we have, fortunately.
Well, you guys have been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's refreshing, I think, to hear some of your old standards, the love stuff that you used to do, compared to some of the stuff that's been out in recent years. I go back and, you know, I prefer that sound. Now maybe it's because I'm old, but I prefer that sound.
Yeah, me too. I really do. In fact, I don't listen to a lot of new things, partly because I don't really care for a lot of it. And secondly, I don't have a lot of time because, you know, Air Supply takes up so much time because, you know, we tour so much all over the world and we're still in the middle of a new album. So there's a lot going on. But I know what you mean. I mean, I grew up the Bee Gees and all that kind of thing. And that's the music that I love. Yeah. Very melodic and very orchestral. Yeah. And you don't find a lot of that now. I'm sure it's around, but I just haven't heard it.
Not to the degree it was back then. All right, hang on. I got to take a quick break here, Graham. We'll be right back. Graham Russell from the group Air Supply, going to be at Midland Center for the Arts this coming Sunday, and we'll be back with more.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout? Here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR.
But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and Exxon Credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Lightstream.com/interest rate to see. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49%. An auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
Yes, the sound of Air Supply and a much younger Graham Russell. Oh my goodness, that sound brings back so many memories, Graham.
Just for us too, we get to play it almost. It's just a landmark moment every time we play it. It really is. We're so fortunate to have that in our arsenal.
Have you been continuously touring since the 80s?
Yeah, we have. We do 130 shows a year, and we just passed 5,350 shows in our career.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot. It's a lot of shows,
Yeah. You have a family?
Yeah, absolutely. But my children are all grown up. I have 6 grandchildren now.
You may have, from what I'm told, you may have a Saginaw connection here, because we had a guy around here who passed away a couple of years ago by the name of Dick Wagner. And Dick apparently wrote or was part of Just As I Am.
Oh, right, yeah. I think he was one of the writers on that song. Yeah, that's right.
And he played with I can't think of his name now.
Yeah, his name rings a bell with me, too.
Yeah, Dick's been around. Alice Cooper. He played with Alice Cooper for a long time.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but then he came back to Saginaw. He was here for a number of years, and we did a number of shows with him, and he played around the area for a while. Great guitar. But
it must have been good if it was with Alice Cooper, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably true, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Alice is a great artist,
I interviewed him years ago, and the thing that impressed me about Alice Cooper, you put aside all the makeup and all the other stuff that he did, he was a heck of a businessman. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And you almost have to be in that business, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You've got a lot of different avenues at the same time. Alice Cooper, he's really smart. I've known him for some time. He's a great golfer too.
Yeah, I know that. I've seen that.
Yeah, but he's very. He doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke, and his image is like this the Dracula kind of zombie guy. But he's really smart.
Well, he's figured out how to make the money. That's what counts. I mean, that's how he makes his living. So
that's right.
Nothing wrong with that.
He does. Yeah, he still works all the time, and his show is fabulous. I saw it about a year ago, and it's fabulous.
All right, so let's talk about the Air Supply show this Sunday at the Midland Center for the Arts. What are we going to see?
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of hits. I don't say that in an egotistical way, but we'll be playing all the hit songs. So that takes up a lot of our time on stage. But we will be doing, we'll play a couple of brand new songs, which are just as good as the old ones. And I also, and are you ready for this? I also recite a poem during the show.
Really?
Yeah, and I've done it for over 20 years. And you might think, oh, wow, that's kind of odd. But you know what? When I recite it, you can hear a pin drop in the audience. It doesn't matter if it's 5,000, 10,000 people. I always do it. And it just adds a little dimension to what we are and to the music, you know. And people absolutely love it. It's fantastic.
Did you write the poem?
A lot of poetry. I've had my fourth book is coming out in 2 months. So I write a lot of poetry, yeah.
What got you started on that?
Well, you know, I was writing poetry before I wrote songs because I was writing verse and I couldn't play an instrument. So I thought, I'm going to learn to play the piano and guitar. Then I started to write songs as well. You know.
So the verse came first.
It did, yeah. But I was 12 years old at that time. I started when I was 12 years old. So it was definitely meant to be for me, you know.
Well, Graham, look, for everyone who wants to relive some great musical history, Air Supply at the Midland Center for the Arts this Sunday. Tickets are available online. You can go to MCFTA and get more information, or you can go to, you have a website too, don't you? Air Supply?
Yeah, airsupplymusic.com.
Airsupplymusic.com. Well, we're glad you're coming to the area, and pleasure talking to you. I'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, my pleasure, sir. And once again, happy birthday for next week.
Hey,
I hope
thanks.
you have a great one.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Graham.
You're welcome. Have a great day, sir.
You too. Bye-bye now. Graham Russell from Air Supply, Midland Center for the Arts, this Sunday. Tickets online.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.